Hello, welcome back to my channel. It has been a little while since I last posted a video, but I thought I'd give you guys an update on how my vase no filter aquarium has been doing. It's been running for I think 6 months now, and it's doing really well. As you can see, fully grown in now. But I thought it would just be fun to give you a little bit of an update, and then also I wanted to give you guys my maintenance routine on how I take care of this tank in case any of you guys also want a no filter setup type tank as well, because it's really low maintenance. I'm not doing a lot of stuff to this tank. But yeah, let me give you guys a closer look at this tank. All right, so here is a closer look of the tank. As you can see, we've got a little bit of immersed plant growth growing on top, but there's a little bit of algae on the wood as well as the rock here. So I'll go ahead and show you guys how I clean that off. Also, all that I have in this tank is shrimp, so that's another thing that makes this tank really low maintenance. So for tools, I'm just going to be using a towel just because obviously things are going to get wet, and then just a small tube to siphon out water. And then I've got these stainless steel brushes just because you can use a regular toothbrush if you'd like, but this, I find it gets the algae off a little easier. And then the glass doesn't get very dirty on this tank, as you can see. So I'm just going to use a paper towel to wipe it off a little bit. But I'm not going to need a sponge or anything to scrape off the glass. So the first thing I'm going to do is unplug this little USB pump that I have going in here. I don't have a filter, but I do have a pump, just so that way I get a little bit of circulation. It's not necessary, but I prefer it to the still water. Next, I'm just going to brush this stubborn algae off. And like I said, you don't have to use one of these. You can use just a regular toothbrush. And I'll use a toothbrush for some of the spots, but I just like this for some of the spots that I know that it's especially more challenging to get off. For anyone wondering how I set this tank up, I actually have a video on my channel when I did set this up, if you're curious and want to set something similar. But it's super low maintenance, which is something I love about this tank. I'm doing, I think, maintenance on it maybe every couple weeks or so, just because it doesn't get very dirty. Like I said earlier, all I keep in here is shrimp, and so the bioload is super low on this tank, and there's so many plants in here that whatever waste the shrimps do produce, the plants happily absorb those nutrients. So even my maintenance sessions on this tank don't take more than maybe 20 minutes. And I mean, right now it's probably going to just be a little longer just because I'm talking to you guys. Out of all my tanks that I have, this is definitely the easiest to care for. But yeah, so if you're new to the hobby, I would say that this is a great way to get into it. Oh, there's a tiny little shrimp. Tiny little baby. Oh, another little baby. I'll have to be careful when I'm doing the water change so I don't suck any of them up on accident. But yeah, I also really do not feed this tank very often. Like again, I maybe feed this tank every couple weeks just because there's a lot of like plant matter and stuff in here and like algae that the shrimps can eat. So they are very easy to care for. But as you can see, like this rock gets a little bit green, so I just like to brush it. You don't even have to do this. I just do it because I prefer the look, but like if you kind of like the look of the green on your rocks, you could leave it. Some people think it looks more natural, which I mean, they're right. I just like a polished look in my tanks. That looks good. It doesn't have to be perfect. Also, for anybody wondering how I grew out this carpet, I did use CO2 in the beginning, just for like the first couple months, to really help it grow in nice and densely like it is. But I don't have CO2 running anymore. I kept it for like I said, the first couple months, and then once it like took off and really spread, I took the CO2 out. So like the grass isn't as happy as it would look with CO2. Like as you can see, it's a little bit yellow on some of the tips, but like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like running the CO2 anymore because I didn't want such heavy trimming sessions all the time, and I wanted the plant growth to slow down a little bit. So yeah, that's why I took the CO2 off. But it is very helpful and useful when you're trying to grow your carpet out. And also, the lighting on this tank isn't super high, so if you're not running CO2, you shouldn't have your light on too bright. Okay, so now that we've made the water all murky, let's go ahead and do a water change. And for this water change, all you're going to need is just like a small little hose so you can siphon out the water, and then a bucket so you have somewhere to put that water. I'll probably take out anywhere from like 20 to maybe even 40% water change, just because I don't have a filter. So I'll want to remove a good portion of the algae that we just put into the water. But other people do different things, so you don't have to do what I'm doing. This is just my technique and how I've been caring for this tank. So yeah, let's do the water change. So some people like to suck the water out and then do it. I just put some of the water in the tube already because I don't want to put the water in my mouth or around my mouth. And then I just let my finger go, and then down goes the water. So yeah, just going to take out a good amount of this water in here. All right, so the water level has dropped about halfway, and I'm just going to add some RO water back into this tank. Oh wait, I lied. I forgot I was going to wipe the glass off. It's just not that dirty, so I forgot. I'm just taking a piece of paper towel and wiping it along the glass, just because, like, as you can see, like, there's really not any algae on this. But I thought I would include this just so you can see how I do clean the glass when I do clean it. And just add water back into the tank slowly as to not disturb the substrate too much. And like I said, this is just RO water. I don't even know how much you can see if my arm's in the way. All right, and all that's left to do is just plug this little USB back in, so that way there's flow circulating in the tank. And then that is it. It is that easy to take care of this tank. All right, so that is it. That's all that goes into taking care of this tank. Like I said, it's super easy and low maintenance. One of my favorite tanks, just because it looks nice and I don't have to do a lot for it. But if you guys have any questions about how I take care of this tank that I didn't already answer or explain, in the video, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Aside from that, I think maybe I'll give an update on all my tanks in the next video, just because it has been a while and I have set up quite a few new tanks. So you guys can look forward to watching that. So make sure you guys subscribe and like the video, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in my next video.